Hello, my name's David Baker. I have the privilege to work with Mr. John Jubilee, and you're getting ready to hear from him in a minute. 2 years ago, I wanted to get healthy again. I gained a lot of weight. I'm a minister, pastor background. When I became a preacher, I said, I'm not going to be a fat preacher because in high school, my pastor was over 400 pounds, and in Bible college, he was over 300 pounds, different guy. And they were great for preaching on drunkenness, but they always skipped over gluttony. It's in the exact same verse, honestly. And when I became a preacher out of the military, I said, I'm not going to be a fat preacher. And did pretty well until I messed my knee up sledding with my children and wasn't able to run anymore. And I gained a bunch of weight and tried to lose it a bunch of ways. Tried to Lean for Life, Atkins, South Beach, P90X. Did this one, ate raw fruits and vegetables, juice carrots, juice greens for almost a year, and felt horrible. Didn't know why. I'm eating the healthiest stuff in the world. Didn't understand why I felt so bad. After finding John Jubilee, I heard him on the radio for 5 minutes. 5 minutes one time, and what he said just sounded too good to be true, but I was willing to call and check into it. I went to one of the meetings and heard about it. I signed up, and it was amazing. Next 88 days, I lost over 50 pounds of fat. It helped my knee where I can run again. When I got done, my kids went to Gatlinburg. We climbed the highest mountain that's there, did a 5K run, and just did a triathlon, my first one at 48 years old, and it's been great. So now I get to work with John and help other people, and you're going to get to hear him now. So now we get to introduce Miss John Jubilee.
Hey there. Well, I am so excited about the magic of technology. And while I'm speaking here tonight, I just want to encourage you, if you have any questions, just use this technology. Just type your question in, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. So if you know my story, or if you don't know it, I'll just give you a quick update on it. I literally, about 18 years ago, I looked like I swallowed a truck tire. But the worst thing, I felt like I got run over by a truck with all 4 tires. I had high blood pressure. I virtually bone on bone in my knees. I mean, I was just in a lot of pain. And the worst thing really was the low energy level. I mean, I just did not have the energy, that I wanted to have. And, I was pushing, getting close to 40 years old. And I thought, man, you got to be kidding me. Like, is this where my life is headed? And pretty much in my situation, though I'm such a logical person, I had tried every diet out there. And I'd already had what I call experiential learning. And I had learned through experience that every diet works for a minute. But life is a lot longer than a minute, right? So the last thing I wanted to do was to do a diet because I knew the end result of a diet was failure. And personally, I did not want to fail again. I don't know about you, but to me, failure is so painful. And the only thing worse than being overweight is losing the weight and gaining it back over and over and over and over again. And it seems like it gets harder and harder to lose it and easier to gain it back. And there's actually, now I've learned, because I became a cellular health scientist. I was a banker for 21 years, and a real successful banker, by the way. But I learned, as I became a cellular health scientist, that our body has an 88-day cycle. And our cells literally transform in 88 days. So I put myself on an 88-day program, and 88 days later, oh my word, no one was more shocked than me that my energy level went through the roof. I had so much energy. It was so exciting. And my knees felt better. And, cool side effect, I lost 10 inches off my waist. Yep, 10. Oh my word, that's a great side effect, right? So I did need a bunch of new clothes, a bunch of clothes altered, and I got my clothes altered by Loretta, who was a local seamstress in Nashville, Tennessee, and now she's a tailor to the stars. And she's still my tailor, and she makes my clothes for me now, and because I got some really good problems that developed out of that. I've got a 13-inch drop from my chest to my waist. I got a 31-inch waist and a 44-inch chest. That's a really good problem, but it's hard to find clothes that fit. But guess what? I got cured. Cured. That's right. I'm just sharing my story. No more arthritis, no more joint pain, no more high cholesterol, no more hypertension. Everything got healthy. And guess what? I haven't been sick in 18 years. Not one trip to the doctor, not one medication. I'm talking healthy at a cellular level. So I love to share my experience. It's a real experience. This really happened to me, and I get to live it every single day. And that's why I teach this. Weight loss is a myth, but transformation is real. Listen, every diet we go on, what happens? We lose our first 10 pounds. We know what it is, but we don't want to say it out loud, right? What's the first 10 pounds we all lose on a diet? Water. That's right, water. Ouch! Well, if you're just going to go on a water weight losing diet, I recommend the sauna Twinkie diet. Get you a big box of Twinkies, head for the sauna. Sit in that sauna for 2 hours. Eat all the Twinkies. When you come out, you will weigh 10 pounds less. Now, you'll be less healthy because you'll be dehydrated. And we're probably 99% of us are dehydrated anyway in America because we don't even know how to hydrate ourselves anymore at a cellular level, and that's part of what I teach on this program, is how to get healthy at a cellular level, how to get hydrated at a cellular level so that you have healthy, hydrated cells. And there's nothing like a healthy, hydrated cell because when that cell opens up, inside there is a fiery thermonuclear power plant inside that cell called a mitochondria. When that thing starts a fire, everything starts producing the proper chemical reactions your body's designed to produce. And when that happens, you get healthy and your energy goes through the roof. It's awesome. And how can I say that? Because I've experienced it and now I've helped thousands and thousands of others experience the same thing. Probably one of the people that sent you the link to this webinar, they had that experience. So now they're sharing the experience with you because it's simple, it's scientific, it's safe, but most importantly, it's sustainable. Because I'm sitting here almost 2 decades later. I haven't gained back a pound of fat. I gained lean, healthy muscle that I got to keep. Haven't been sick. And folks, I'm telling you something, my energy level is better than it was 25 years ago. No joke, for real. So listen, here's something I want to ask you today. Look, if really something is simple, if it's scientific, if it's safe, it's sustainable, is that something that you'd be interested in? Is that something you'd want to at least give it a try? Well, for me, my answer was yes. And I tried it, and the rest is history. Changed my life forever. Now I've gotten to help thousands of other people do the same thing. And when I said the weight loss is a myth, here's part of why I say that. I want you to think about transformation, not weight loss. Transformation, not weight loss. And before I talk to you about that, I just want to remind you, if you have a question, go ahead and type it in, because I'll answer every question. If you're somebody that you've got access to, please hit your mute button. Hit your mute button so that I don't hear the background noise of anything other than if someone else is going to speak or if there's a question that's going to come on. So let me tell you why transformation is so important. Because I teach you want to gain, increase your lean, healthy muscle mass. Can you see a muscle in there? Lean, healthy muscle mass. We want to gain lean, healthy muscle. Do you know that when you gain just 1 inch of muscle, so just picture a tiny little 1/4 of an inch on each arm, 1/4 of an inch on each leg, that's 1 inch of muscle. 1 inch of muscle weighs 5 pounds. 5 pounds of muscle will do 2 huge things for you. Number 1, it will help produce healthy chemical reactions. Do you know you have up to 30,000 chemicals and chemical reactions in your human body? Isn't that extraordinary? You are like a walking chemical plant. And you want the healthy chemical reactions. You want healthy levels of serotonin and dopamine and adiponectin. Do you know you will never, never get Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or depression if you have a healthy level of serotonin and dopamine? Those two chemicals alone will keep you off of every one of those medications and out of every one of those diseases. 1 out of 5 of you listening to me right now is on an antidepressant, anti-anxiety, or both. And I hope you took your medication today, because I don't want you to be grumpy while you're listening. I want you to focus and listen to me. But I got some great news for you. When you have positive chemical reactions, you don't need the external chemical. The external chemical, that's all a drug is. It's a chemical that chemically reacts in your body when you take it. You won't need that anymore. 1 out of 3 of you has high blood pressure. And every single person, everybody say, they say, thousands of people say every single person gets cured of high blood pressure. Every single one. 1,000 out of 1,000. And it's really simple why. But before I tell you that, let me go back to my 5 pounds of muscle. So 5 pounds of muscle produces all those amazing chemical reactions, and it eats 50 pounds of fat every year for the rest of your life. 50! So if I asked you a question and I said, would you rather lose 20 pounds of fat or gain 5 pounds of muscle? What is the logical answer now that you have new knowledge? That's right. You want that 5 pounds of muscle. That 5 pounds of muscle will eat 50 pounds of fat, not just this year, but every year for the rest of your life. Now here's the great news. I lost all my fat the first year, but I still had my lean, healthy muscle. So guess what I've had to do for the next 17 years? Because I don't have 50 pounds of fat for that 5 pounds of muscle to eat. Guess what I have to do? Eat more food. That's a really good problem. And that's why you'll see me on Facebook eating that deep dish Giordano's pizza when I'm in Indianapolis, or eating that mellow mushroom pizza, whether I'm on the East Coast or in Franklin, Tennessee, whatever cities have mellow mushroom, I love eating that mellow mushroom pizza. And when I eat pizza, it's sausage and pepperoni, double sausage, because I just think it's wrong to put vegetables on a pizza. But why can I do that? I can do it because I didn't lose weight. I did not lose weight. Every other weight loss program, you lose water, and you lose muscle. Now that you understand how valuable your muscle is, you don't want to lose your muscle, right? That's worse than anything. When you lose your healthy hydration and you lose your healthy muscle, you stop all those positive chemical reactions and you stop metabolizing that fat at the highest level you possibly can. So we want to make sure that you transform. I want to help you gain healthy hydration. I want to help you gain lean muscle mass, and I want you to lose inches and lose fat. And I've got great news for you. When you lose fat, and you do not lose water and you do not lose muscle, your skin will tighten up like shrink wrap. I've got a man, 67 years old, 67. He was on 10 medications under the care of 2 doctors. They both referred him to me. He came in, he signed up for my program. He was stubborn. First, actually, he didn't sign up for it. And when he left, I said, when you come back, I'm going to charge you $1,000 extra. He said, really? I said, yes, because you're just stubborn. Both your doctors told you, 5 of your neighbors told you, you are a stubborn man. I'm going to charge you $1,000 extra. He came back in. He said, I'm going to do it. My first question is, I know you have a money-back guarantee. Is that extra $1,000 included in the money-back guarantee? I said, yes, it is. He lost 175 pounds of fat. He didn't lose 1 drop of water. He didn't lose 1 ounce of muscle. He gained muscle. He gained healthy hydration. He lost a human being. 175 pounds of fat in 88 days and 8 weeks. In 5 months, a 67-year-old man, Michael Stone, and you can see his story on the website, lost 175 pounds of fat, documented by 2 medical doctors, and skin tight as a drum. Now, 175 is a full-grown man. That's almost the size of a wide receiver in the NFL. So just picture 2 of those guys, and one of them leaves, and the other body, the skin is tight as a drum. That's how dramatic transformation is. Now, you may know somebody that had gastric bypass surgery or went on some crazy liquid diet, and their skin was all saggy. They might have lost 100 pounds, but their skin was sagging like one of those Shar-Pei dogs. You know why that happens? Because they lose their muscle and they lose their healthy hydration. And when you lose your muscle, your metabolism drops down. And when your metabolism drops down, that means you cannot even eat the same amount of food you ate before you went on a diet. Now you got to eat like a bird to maintain that weight. But when you gain lean, healthy muscle, you gain healthy hydration, you get healthy at a cellular level, you actually can eat more food, more in the maintenance phase because you have spiked your metabolism and reset your hypothalamus. Isn't that great news? So look, this is real. I've been around for 18 years. You might have just heard about me, but I've been helping people for a long time. For 10 years, friend, 10 years. I help people for free, 6 hours a day of my working life. So just think about that. Now, you know what? God blessed me with a great company and a bunch of great team members and employees. So I was able to take 6 hours of my day and help people for 10 years get healthy at a cellular level for free. Now, you cannot have a more pure heart than to help people for free for 10 years, right? And you say, well, man, what made you finally start doing it full time? Well, I'll tell you what, it's a dramatic story. I'm helping all these people, hundreds of people, get healthy at a cellular level for free. And one morning, on a Friday morning, in Brentwood, Tennessee, I was meeting with a group of business guys at the office of a pretty famous, well-known guy, Dave Ramsey. And Dave's so generous, he loaned that, he let people meet at his office there for that particular group. It was a level of high-level business guys. Well, after the meeting, Dave calls me into his office, sits me down, knee to knee, toe to toe, and says, John Jubilee, you got to go full-time in health and wellness. You are going to change the world. And I'm looking at him like, seriously, Mr. Monetize It? You're telling me to leave my 21-year profession to totally change industries at my age? He said, yes, John, what you're doing is so dramatic and so impactful in these people's lives. He said, you will be to health and wellness what I am to finance. And Dave Ramsey started telling me stories about him and Sharon and, how they started bootstrapping their company and helping people get out of debt. He said, John, there's so many people that need what you have. And Dave Ramsey is so generous. Dave Ramsey literally looked at me and said, John, you got to do this. Hey, he said, I got hundreds of team members. I got a dozen head administrators of all those teams. I'm giving you all those people for free to go build your business plan. That was a big deal. So I scheduled to meet with some people, and I jumped off. I took the leap of faith, and I jumped off, and I started helping people full time, and I've been doing it ever since. And it has been the joy of my life to help people get healthy at a cellular level. Because I know what I have is real. What I have is real. You can read or watch videos of hundreds and thousands of documented testimonials. You can listen to doctors tell how it transformed their life. I have 200 doctors in my cell phone. One of them has 1,100 doctors under him. And he says he got cured of adult acne, of back pain, and he gained more muscle literally in 88 days on my program than he did in 2 years on P90X. That's his quote. And you can see it on the website. So friends, I'm here to let you know you can change. You can change your life. You really can. So here's what I want to do. I want to tell you two last stories, and then I'm just going to open it up and answer your questions. David's going to come tell you how you can participate. If you want to join this experience, you can join it today. So I literally had a nursing director come in. Oh, wait a minute. There's a before and after picture. This gentleman came in, and you can see his before and after picture there. Pretty dramatic, right? But more importantly than even the visual that you're seeing there, he had just gotten an executive assessment, an executive health assessment. Black was bad, green was good. Every bar on his assessment was black. High blood pressure, triglycerides, cholesterol, everything was in the black. 88 days later, everything was in the green, and he saved over $3,000 on his insurance policy by going and getting retested and getting his price adjusted for his insurance. It more than paid for his transformation, just doing the transformation and getting all those black bars turned into green bars. Pretty extraordinary. Great job. What's your next one you got there, David? Hey, here's a gentleman even more dramatic. You know, his skin is tight as a drum. He lost over 100 pounds of fat, cured of high blood pressure, arthritis, diabetes, and the big C. You know what that is? Cancer. Documented, medically documented. This gentleman was cured of cancer. Michael Summer. Great job, Michael. Hey, here's a gal that lost over 100 pounds of fat. Your girl said, hey, show me a girl. Hey, I won't say how old this gal is, but she's retired and on Social Security. Her husband bought this as a gift for her. She dropped over 100 pounds of fat and not one bit of sagging skin on that body. Girl's hot. Oh, couples. Look at this beautiful couple. Tell you what, these guys look half the size, right, in their after picture. They said it was the best marriage seminar they ever took. It was simple, it was scientific, it was safe, it was sustainable. It did great things for their marriage and their health. And look how much better they look and better they feel. They lost a lot of fat there, right? Awesome job, guys. Oh, here's one of my favorite truck drivers. Hey, look at this guy. This guy did his entire transformation in his truck. When I say it's simple, I'm going to teach you 2 exercises to do twice a week. And then 1 you're going to do every day, and you could do it in a truck because he did it in a truck, documented. Dropped 100 pounds of fat, got cured of all kinds of joint issues, high blood pressure, drove his truck from Wisconsin to Indianapolis just to shake my hand and say thank you. So I walked out in the parking lot and took a picture with him. Great job, brother. Transformation for truckers. Hey, here's what I call a skinny fat guy. This is a young guy in his 20s. But he said, man, my energy level's low. My body just doesn't look how. I said, man, you look lean. He said, well, if I take this shirt off, you're not going to think I'm lean. And sure enough, he took it off. Looks like he swallowed a pumpkin. But guess what? He gained muscle. He gained hydration. He lost inches. He lost fat. He got his energy. And if you're like what I call one of my Malibu girls, those Malibu girls need to lose 5 to 15 pounds of fat. But when they lose that 5 to 15 of fat and they gain that 5 to 15 of healthy, lean muscle and water, wow. That's where you get the wow factor, where they look lean and stealth and fit, and their positive chemical reactions are going off in their body. So at any age, whether you're in your 20s or you're in your 90s, I have transformers of every age, shape, size. Everyone succeeds. Here's another guy. It's not even a big deal anymore. Yep, 100 pounds of fat, lost his man boobs, lost that big old belly, lost a bunch of health issues, lost 100 pounds of fat in 88 days. Happens all the time. Oh, there's your moderator, David Baker. Yep, you thought he was exaggerating. He wasn't. His head looks half the size. How do you lose half of your head? But then he turned into a stealth guy. Here's a man in his 70s, lost 70 pounds of fat in 88 days, and so did his buddy that did it with him. And his story is incredible, losing 70 pounds of fat in 88 days. But his friend had had major heart surgeries, 2 major heart surgeries, 4 heart stents, and he still lost 72 pounds of fat in 88 days. So who can do it? Hey, even someone that's had 2 heart surgeries and 4 heart stents can lose 70 pounds of fat in 88 days. That my last one? Okay, so I want to tell you a story. I had a gal come in, and she literally walks in, she crosses her arms, and she makes a scowling face, and she said, "Sign me up, it's not going to work for me." And I laughed, and I said, "What are you doing here, sister?" She said, "I lost a bet with my stupid brother." I said, "Well, what was the bet?" She goes, "We both been 100 pounds overweight since high school, and the bet was if one of us ever lost it, the other one has to go do it." Then she starts making fun of me because I teach the 10 technologies, and she says, "Yeah, my brother did the 10 technologies, the John Jubilee transformation. He lost 104 pounds of fat in 88 days. I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Doesn't it give you just a little bit of confidence that maybe you might succeed if your brother lost 100 pounds of fat in 88 days? She said, "No. I am Heather Britt. I'm the nursing director of Baptist Hospital, Nashville, Tennessee. I went into nursing school to try to learn how to be healthy and how to lose this weight and battle my multiple sclerosis." She said, "I tried everything medical science has to offer and nothing works for me." I said, "Well, with all due respect, you haven't tried this yet?" She goes, "No, I'm not done yet. I spent tens of thousands of dollars on weight loss and nothing works for me." I said, "Now how do you spend tens of thousands on weight loss?" She said, "I'll tell you how. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Medifast, Nutrisystem, HCG 5 times." I mean, this woman went on and on. She named tens of thousands of dollars worth of weight loss. I said, "Well, sister, all I can tell you is this. My program is like jumping off the Empire State Building. You don't have to believe you're going to hit the ground. You are going to hit the ground. You don't have to believe you're going to lose your fat. You're going to lose your fat." She goes, "Whatever. I know if I do exactly what you say, how you say it, you got a money back guarantee, and I'm going to get my money back." I said, "Well, we'll see. Because if you're from this planet, this works really good on Earthlings." Well, guess what? 88 days later, Heather Britt lost 106 pounds of fat. Skin tight as a drum and non-symptomatic for multiple sclerosis. Documented by her neurologist of Nashville. Heather Britt went to a family gathering. Her father saw her. He hugged her. He cried like a baby. He said, "Baby, please forgive Daddy for telling you all those years. You're just a big girl. You're just a big girl. I had no idea this was your real size." Heather Britt was one of the people that was picked to be on a TV special. The different cities that I have great successful transformers in, they'll do the television specials. And I was so excited when I saw that in Nashville, Heather Britt was going to be on a TV special with me. And here she comes stomping across the set, scowl on her face. And I said, "Heather, I'm so excited to see you. What's wrong?" She goes, "Are you serious?" She goes, "John Jubilee, I'd rather be beaten by 5 men in the parking lot than be on television." I said, "Well, what did you show up for?" She goes, "I'll do anything for you now." Her life has changed forever, and yours can be too. I got one last story I'm going to share. Had a New York City fireman. He'd been trapped in a basement fire, permanently disabled. I didn't know that when he came in. But he came in and said, "John Jubilee, I heard great things about your program, great things about you. I'd really like to do it, but there's no way I can do it." I said, "Way, brother, you can do it." I said, "It's simple, scientific, it's safe, it's sustainable." He said, "No, John, you don't understand. I got trapped in a basement fire. My lungs are literally burned up. I don't even have all of my lung tissue in my lungs." He said, "If I ran from here to the..." Oh, you got to hit your mute button. He said, literally, "If I ran from here to across the room, if I ran from here across the room, John," he said, "I would die of an asthmatic attack. I'd die of bronchial airways disease." I said, "Well, guess what, brother? There's no running. There's no running. There's no sit-ups. There's not even any heavy breathing." He said, he cocked his head. He said, "Wait a minute. You don't even breathe heavy?" I said, "No, there's no heavy breathing. There's no sit-ups, and there's for sure no running." I said, "You can do this." He said, "Well, maybe I can do it." He said, "How much does it cost?" I told him how much it cost, and he sat there and looked at me for 3 minutes. Your screen is not frozen. I'm trying to simulate 3 minutes. That was like 10 seconds. It feels like forever though, right? Can you imagine how awkward it was? It was very awkward. But I'm taught to be polite, wait till somebody responds. And so finally, 3 minutes later, he just says, I'm doing it. He grabs his paperwork, he starts signing up. 88 days later, he comes bouncing in. Oh my goodness, John Jubilee. He says, you won't believe what happened to me. He goes, my life has changed forever. He goes, I swear if I had $1 million, I'd give it to you. He said, I lost 81 pounds of fat in 88 days. I gained 14 pounds of solid muscle. He said, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. My life has changed. He said, but can I tell you what I was thinking when you told me how much that cost? I said, brother, please tell me what you were thinking. Are you kidding me? I said, you like had an out-of-body experience for 3 minutes. Where'd you go? He goes, John, here's what happened. My first thought in my mind was that's too expensive. I'm not spending that money on myself. But my very next thought, John, was I live in a brick house. And I just paid some painters $3,200 just to paint the trim on my brick house. 4 months before that, Lisa's transmission went out and they called me and said, hey Tommy, Lisa's transmission's out, $3,500. He goes, I paid it in a second for the car. 6 months before that, we went to Disney World, $5,000. Spent it in a second for a vacation. 6 months before that, $5,400 heating and air. He goes, John, I'm going through this inventory of all the things I spend money on. And then I came full circle and thought, what? $3,000 for my health? For me? Am I not worth $3,000? Is my health not worth $3,000? I'm doing it. Well, friend, when he said that, my light bulb went off like, oh my word. We devalue ourselves. We devalue our health. Listen, there's only a few priceless things on this planet, and you are one of them. And your health is one of them. Hey, let's ask Steve Jobs what his health is worth. A man that has 8.3 billion with a B. That's $8,000 million. Oh, we can't ask him because he died after only living half of his life. But if we could ask him, and I said, Mr. Jobs, would you be willing to pay $8 billion for another 50 happy, healthy years with your family? I think he'd be stroking that check as fast as he could. You know, I had another friend. He was a high-rolling business guy, but let me tell you something. Every inch our belly is bigger than our sternum. Every inch of belly is bigger than a sternum. Guess what? We're going to meet Jesus 5 years early. So if it's 2 inches, it's 10 years. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 inches times 5 is 15 years early. That's premature death. So this guy, he looked like he was going to go about 30 years early. And I said, hey, Barry, come on, brother. You need to do the transformation program. He said, John, I got too much going on, man. I'm a mover and a shaker. You know what I got going on. And 2 or 3 times I asked this man in person. And then guess where I ended up? At his funeral with his beautiful wife and his 2 beautiful daughters who are standing in front of me crying and saying, Mr. Jubilee, why did my daddy die so young? If he wasn't dead, I would have killed him. I was so upset. This man thought he had forever to make a change, and you know what? He literally, his daughters will not have a father to walk them down the aisle because he just wouldn't take the time to take care of that human body that he was given to live this life in. We have to be good stewards of this body. There's nothing more important than you and your health. Hey, just picture this. If you happen to be a person laying on a hospital bed in an emergency room, having a stroke, and half of your body won't move, and your lip is dropped down, and your eye is dropped down, and you're looking for 3 years of rehabilitation if you ever come back to normal. how much would it be worth then to be healthy? A lot more than what it costs to get healthy, right? Of course it is. Your health is priceless, and so are you. Think of the thousands and thousands of dollars that you've spent already on doctor visits, on medications, on programs that you tried and did not work. Think of how much it costs you of just the time value of life that is lost when you can't be the real you and do the things you want to do every day in life because you don't feel up to it. It's opportunities that are lost just because of health. Think about maybe you're like Phil Paget, who if you got healthy, you could save so much money just on your insurance and your life insurance and on never missing work again and on making more money at work because you're more productive and you feel better. You end up making money by being healthy. You cannot put a value on your health. It is truly priceless, and so are you. So I want to encourage you today, invest in yourself. I'm going to promise you this. I'll be with you for the rest of your life. This is a lifetime program. When you do this, I'm with you for the rest of your life. I really am. Hey, you can ask people. You can ask Dr. Ron Durr. He's a Vanderbilt orthopedic surgeon. He's been my friend and client for 18 years. For 18 years. His wife, Julie, his beautiful kids, they're dear, dear friends because we're connected for life when it comes to transformation and being healthy at a cellular level. So I'm going to be here with you. I'm live with you every single week, even after you sign up. I have a live webinar for my Transformers. Ask questions. I'm right there with you. I show up in your phone and computer every single day to help you along the way so that I guarantee your success. You're going to succeed. So come on and join me. Join me in transformation. I'm going to have David Baker come and share with you how you can do it tonight. And I'm going to be available for you. So I will be here through the magic of technology. And I look forward to meeting you in person, but I look forward to seeing you in your phone or in your computer.
Awesome. That's great, John. If you do have any specific health questions, feel free to type them in and we'll have John answer them. I'm just here to tell you how you can get started right now. Very simply, all you do is send an email to me at david@johnjubilee.com. I just typed it in. david@johnjubilee.com and say, hey, I'd like to get started. And I'll send you 2 documents on an email. One is an intake form where you put your name, address, financial information, and all that. And then you have a place to sign it, electronically sign it. The other is an NDA, a non-disclosure. You're paying good money for this program. It's not fair to you and to anyone else just to give it away. And so we'll send you that. You sign that. Then as soon as we get that back, we'll send you the manuals in the mail, and you'll get those. You'll start getting emails every day from John, teaching and training and helpful. You'll get access to all the videos and exercise to teach and train you with everything you need to know. We have weekly webinars with John where you can ask him any question about health and the transformation that you're going through. And we have coaches and support. We have 3, 4 wonderful ladies that work with you on customer service and helping you with things that you need and questions about. So you'll have support all the way through to help you and have a great transformation. Now, let me talk about the finances of it. When I signed up and they told me the price, I swallowed. I tried to act like it wasn't a big deal, but it was. Minister's salary, and my wife and I have 11 children, so finances are pretty tight. But I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I told the guy, I said, look, I don't have $3,000, but I'm doing this program. I said, if you'll work with me, I'll do this program. And he said, we'll work with you. And John was amazingly generous to help me to be able to do it, and I'm so glad. So I've been doing this now for 2 years, helping people, myself, and then others. And every meeting I've ever been to, every time I've sat across the desk from someone, it's been 100%. Everyone wanted to do it. The only issue is the finances. That's it. And so we try to fix those for you. First is a money-back guarantee. If you don't lose fat, gain muscle, gain hydration, we'll give your money back. Okay? You're going to have those successes. Next is this. If we started realizing that we're spending so much money having to collect the finances on this, the way we let people pay, that we're given a discount if you can pay up front. And so the prices are this. If you're a CEO or a celebrity and you want John's personal cell number and access to him, it's $10,000, and we have a lot of people that pay that. The normal price is $5,000. On webinars and our personal meetings, it's $3,000. And if you can pay it up front, we'll knock another $500 off, so it's only $2,500. And then that way we don't have to pay someone to collect it. We don't charge interest or finance charge, but we have to pay someone to collect this, and we'd rather give the discount to you than paying someone to collect it. Okay? So just email me and say, hey, I want to pay the $2,500 all up front, and I'll send you the documents to get started. If you can't do that, then it's $3,000. You can pay $1,000 down, $1,000 a month for the other 2 months, and you'll be done before the 88-day program. Okay? If you can't do that, and I couldn't, then here's what they allow: $500 down and $200 a month, and then the price is $3,500 because we have to pay someone to collect that. Okay? So those are the 3 ways you can get started, unless you want the CEO celebrity one, and we'll give you John's cell number, and if you live local, he may show up to work out with you and exercise with you. He does that for those guys. And so, but that's how you can get started. Just email us, David at John Jubilee, and we'll get you all the things that you need to get started. If you have a health question, just ask it right now, and we'll be glad to give that to John. And you just trust it and see. You're going to have some great success. So, John, any final thoughts or words or anything you need to end with?
Absolutely. I just want to encourage everybody that a good decision is a good decision today, tomorrow, next week, or next month. Make good decisions in your life. Make good decisions. If this is your first time getting to interface with me and getting to spend a little bit of time, I really would encourage you to go on the website and just listen to what they say. Listen to what they say. There are literally hundreds and thousands of people that will tell you completely cured of diabetes, of high blood pressure, of depression, of anxiety, of hormone issues, migraine headaches. So many amazing testimonies. Hey, I'm the first one that will tell you, it does sound too good to be true initially. But once you do your research, and I encourage people, be skeptical. Be a beautiful, beloved skeptic. Hey, I'm a scientist. I'm skeptical. Until I prove something is true, and I have empirical evidence, that means it really happened. I stuck my finger in a fire and it burnt. That's empirical evidence. So when you hear these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonies, those people all cannot be lying. There are just too many. You can listen to radio broadcasts from all over the country on podcasts, hundreds and hundreds of podcasts, where all these people in all these different areas with all these different stories are literally cured. They will tell you they're cured. I had a nurse call in with her husband. She took her husband to 4 doctors to document cured of diabetes. She couldn't believe it herself as a nurse. So that's how skeptical I want you to be. Be as skeptical as a nurse that took her husband to 4 doctors to make sure he was really cured of diabetes before she called in on the radio and said, hey, my husband is really cured of diabetes. But listen, I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for a couple decades. I'm going to be here I'm going to be here till I'm 120 years old. I'll tell you right now. I'm going to live to be 120, and you'll say, oh, I knew that guy when he was only 55 years old. And by the way, that's what I am. I'm 55 years old, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am leaner, fitter, stronger than I was at 25 years old. And it's documented. So I'm telling you what, age is a myth as well. So I just encourage you, you have nothing to lose, and I made it that way on purpose. I wouldn't take your money for anything. Let me ask you a question. If it works, is it worth it? I know you're saying yes. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to give you back your money anyway. So if it works, will we be friends? Of course we will. If it doesn't work, but I give you back all your money, will we still be friends? Well, I hope so, because that guy was not trying to take my money. He's trying to help me get healthy at a cellular level, be the best me I can be. I'm going to be your friend either way. All I've done is make about 17,000 new friends, and it's the joy of my life to get to do it, and I'm looking forward to you becoming one. So email David. David will give me your contact information again, and I'm going to look forward to helping you be the best you can be.
Awesome. Hey, John, Kathy, one of our transformers, signed up for this, and she put a testimony in. John, I got cured and got rid of my blood pressure medicine. Yay! So
Yeah.
it happens all the time. So just email me, David at John Jubilee, Jubilee, one L, two E's, Jubilee.com, and we'll get you the documents to get you started. If you got a question, let us know. So thank you for being here, and it's exciting.